What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today. It is Thursday, and we have our Bungie weekly update. It is April 9th, and Bungie has put out their most recent update, which I like to refer to as the fluff dates, because three out of the four updates every month usually are absolutely nothing. They don't tell us anything. And this one is kind of sort of a mixed bag this week. We do get some good news, some long overdue, much needed news about the Crucible, and that's really about it for this week. They again tease us about talking about House of Wolves, and they're telling us about all these changes that are going to be made in patch 1.1.2. But again, they don't actually tell us what any of those are. The only thing they shed a little bit of light on is the fact that we are going to be getting a major change in the Crucible to special weapon ammunition. Basically, they are going to start treating special ammunition just like the heavy ammunition is currently treated. It's only going to spawn a couple of times a match now. There aren't going to be as many spawn boxes, and they are also going to make it work like the heavy ammo, where if your teammates are not in range of you when the or when you grab the special ammunition box, not everyone is going to be able to get it. So this basically is going to make shotguns, sniper rifles, and fusion rifles for the most part pretty obsolete, and it's going to now force people to use their primary weapons more so in the Crucible. Hopefully it's going to lead to some more gun variety being used, although I don't know, because the way Bungie adjusts their weapons, it's like they just force you to use the same two or three. I think you're still going to see a lot of Thorn, a lot of Suros Regime, and a lot of the pulse rifles like Red Death, Bad Juju, things like that. But this is a needed change. It's something that we've been asking for, and that's something I'm going to actually get into at the end of the video. I'm going to try to get through the weekly update first. I am unfortunately going to tack a little bit of a rant onto this at the end, because honestly I'm just kind of tired of Bungie not listening to the community hardly ever, and that's something we're going to cover here in a minute. So that's pretty much the major part of this weekly update. The next part of the update is, I hope you guys are excited for this, Bungie has decided that they are going to let us wear our helmets in the tower, because apparently people wanted to show off those hard-earned exotics that they randomly got or they bought from Xur. The same two exotic helms that every single class has. They want to show those off in the tower, apparently, to everybody else that's running around. So with the new patch, you are going to have the option to show your helmet when you are in social areas. I'm completely thrilled about this. This is like just an amazing thing. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm really not thrilled about this. I think this is just ridiculous. Why is this even in the update? Honestly. And now we're going to get into the part where I sort of go ranty. I will link the update down below so you guys can go read it. But this is just starting to really irritate me a little bit with Bungie. It's the whole thing is, and I'm sick of seeing so many people. There's a lot of people out there that white knight Bungie, and they're like, "Oh, we need to give Bungie a chance," and they've never done this before, and they're listening to us, and they're fixing things, and they're doing this and that, and blah blah blah. Number one, Bungie does not need you to white knight for them. Okay, Bungie is a rather large company that makes a lot of money. They should be criticized when they screw stuff up. They should be criticized when they hype a game through the roof and then put that game out and that game doesn't deliver on half of what they promised. They should be criticized for that. They should be taken to task for it. That's because the problem is these days we keep getting all these crappy game releases because companies are just screwing gamers over left and right. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people are just like, we're just going to sit here and deal with it. It's okay. We're going to just be fanboys and act like nothing's wrong. And there's a lot of the Destiny community, unfortunately, sort of seems that way to me. And I guess maybe it's just the vocal majority of it. And people have accused me. I get called out sometimes in the forums and on Twitter for being, cynical or just overly critical. But whatever. I'm kind of an old school gamer. I grew up back in the day, what I call the golden age of video games, when Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and, PlayStation 2 and 3 and Xbox 360 and just some really good times with gaming. And I'm really getting tired of seeing the direction gaming is going now, where these companies are putting out these half-finished games and then making us purchase DLC to finish everything. By the time you get done, actually get the full version of the game, you spent like $200, and it's just ridiculous. It's just really just getting on my nerves, and Bungie's really starting to tick me off. So, and here's part of my problem. Okay, they say they listen to the community. They say that they're giving us what we're asking for, but the problem is it's taking them just a ridiculous amount of time. And then they give us these things and these updates that no one even asks for. You know, can you? I can't name one big Destiny YouTuber, one post on Reddit, one post on the forums that I've seen where anybody said we want to be able to wear our helmet in the tower. And the fact that they're putting that out on a weekly update and acting like it's this huge deal, like it's something that they've been working on and people have been asking for, it just irritates me because nobody's been asking for that. Nobody cares about putting on their helmet in the tower because we all look the same. Our helmets all look the same. We are all the same guardians. None of us are legend as we were promised. We all have the same gear. If you're level 32, you probably look just like every other level 32, except you might be a different color because of the shaders. That's really the only thing that differentiates us. No one cares about being able to wear a freaking helmet in the tower. So Bungie, just come off of it already. It's like we don't. That's not something any of us care about. Especially me. I really could care less. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you want that option. But here's the thing, and this I'll get back to. This is why what drives me nuts about Bungie. Again, Bungie is a big company. They're big boys. They've done this before. They have, I don't know, only ran the Halo series for what, a decade. Supported Halo Reach forever with, weekly content, daily challenges, and all kinds of other stuff. But no, they don't have any idea how to run a video game franchise. I mean, just that's from what a lot of the so-called Destiny fans and fanboys would have you believe. Bungie is just this rookie company, and they're just, they're finding their way in the dark with this game and all this other stuff. And I'm tired of it. They should be taking the task for some of this. And here's the thing, okay? It's great that you're taking out the ammo in the Crucible for the special weapons, because our shotgun's a problem. I'm not somebody that normally cries about that kind of stuff, but I think it would be nice to see people actually using their primary weapons more often. Before, the problem was the fusion rifles, and they put in the little nerf where they basically took away the starting ammunition for shotguns and fusion rifles, and they said that was going to change things. Well, myself and a few other people said that wasn't going to change a thing because, I tested that the first week the new patch 1.1.1 was out, and basically all you had to do was pick up one special ammo box, and you were like up to 20 rounds and could run around with your primary the entire match. And it's just they keep taking these little steps. They don't actually address the problem. They're very they're not proactive. They're very reactive. Instead of looking at something and taking care of it ahead of time, they just try to make these little tiny changes to fix it, and it doesn't work. And here's the deal. People were talking about special weapon ammunition in the Crucible the second or third week the game was out. That was back in September. We're now in April. The game's almost been out for 7 months. And people have been griping about special weapon ammo since the game basically came out 7 months ago. And they're just now getting around to it after however many complaints. I mean, the forums have just been full of rage posts about everybody using fusion rifles, everybody using shotguns as primaries, everybody using Fellwinter's Lie. I mean, it's just been non-stop since the game came out. It's ridiculous, and they're just now getting around to it. When we all told them at the beginning, hey, just eliminate the amount of special weapon ammunition that's in the Crucible. It's a simple fix. We saw it 7 months ago, and they're apparently just now understanding this. So, and again, guys, I'm sorry. I don't like, I hate this because Destiny it could be a great, amazing game, and I really hate having to always rag on Bungie. I hate being one of those kind of people, but I'm just tired of seeing all the positive, rainbow and puppy dog crap about Bungie's just trying to figure it out. They've never done this before. I just so irritates me so much. And then we get to this cosmetic thing with the helmets at the tower. All right, it's just, I'm sorry. Again, why is that even going in a weekly update as if it's some kind of humongous, like, big-time adjustment to the game? It's just stupid. It's like when they did the update a few weeks ago and they said, we're giving you the little reputation panel where you can see how much what your Vanguard reputation and what your faction reputation is. We're going to give you that little panel in your inventory so you can actually check that, 6 months into the game. That's a feature that should have been with the game at launch. And this little helmet thing, let's talk about a game that came out years ago, a game called Mass Effect. Okay, that's a game that came out however many years ago. It's been a long time. The original Mass Effect is what I'm talking about. You had the option in that game to disable your helmet view. I mean, Bungie is now doing things that companies were doing 6-7 years ago, and they're acting like it's important. They're acting like they should get a freaking cookie for it. Putting it in their weekly update, like, oh, hey guys, you can now wear your helmet in the tower. I mean, that's stuff that other games have been doing forever. It's just I don't understand what they're. Do they just not care about this game? I mean, what is it? Do they just don't care about Destiny? I don't understand it. I mean, this is a game that could be so awesome, and I'm not gonna. I sure can't really say much because I play Destiny all the time. It's a game I enjoy at times, but it's not what we were promised. It's not the game that it should be. It's definitely not the game that they said they were working on. There's hardly any content, and the stuff that they keep coming out saying they're fixing the game, it's just stuff nobody's even asking for. And like I get back to the helmets in the tower. Like, how many freaking people asked for helmets in the tower? I've never seen one complaint about, oh man, I can't wear my helmet in the tower. I hate this game. I've never seen that. I've seen people complaining about Crucible ammunition for 7 months, and they're just now getting around to that. I've seen people complaining about raid bugs and Atheon being broken and the Minotaur not being able to die and the sword vanishing on Crota. I've seen that stuff being complained about for 3 to 6 months, and they just now patched that, or said they were patching it last week. I've seen people complaining about the Valis Turok strike since the game came out, basically talking about calling the guy bullet sponge McDickface or whatever, and they're just now getting around to that 7 months later. So I just really don't understand what they're going for here. Like, what is their ultimate end game? Do they really want to keep a community with this game active? Because all they're doing right now is there's definitely a divide in Destiny. Because you have people like me who are critical of the game, and for good reason. I think I'm critical because I'm a little bit older. I've been around gaming for a long time compared to a lot of the people on these next gen and a little bit older gen systems. And a lot of people are very quick to forgive. They're very quick to, just give Bungie the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know if it's just because they're not very familiar with gaming in general. They just now started playing video games. Like, some of the people I see commenting on Destiny and Bungie in general, it's like, have you guys even played video games before? It's like, is this your first game? Like, I see people saying stuff like, oh, no, their company supports their game like Destiny. No, their company is like Bungie and puts this much support into a game. Yeah, except like every single MMO ever, like, World of Warcraft and Rift and Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic and, BioWare when they had Mass Effect 3 out, when they did all the weekly challenges and the weekend challenges and the N7 challenges. And, I'm just going to stop now before I keep going, because Bungie is not the only company that supports their game. And if you go back and look at it all the way back to the beginning when the game came out, pretty much the majority of their weekly updates are nothing. They don't even do fixes to the game. They just tell you about them. Oh, hey, guess what we're going to be doing? 3 out of the 4 updates every month are pretty much nonsensical. They're unneeded, where Deez just comes out there and kind of tries to, do the whole, oh, nothing to see here, hush, hush, everybody stop criticizing us type crap. And, they feature a bunch of YouTubers and some feel-good stuff, and they try to just make us forget, about the actual issues in the game. So, I'm sorry, guys. This is going on and on. I'm gonna end this video here pretty soon, because I hate to just be random, just ranting on about all this stuff. But I've just gotten to the point where it's driving me crazy. I just, I'm so sick of people giving Bungie the benefit of the doubt. I'm sick of Bungie just acting like they don't care about the game and not listening to their community. They claim they do, but again, if you're listening to the community, some of these changes that are coming out now would not have taken 6 or 7 months to get to. So it's just gotten to that point where, I gotta be honest, guys, I recently picked up the Borderlands Handsome Collection. If you guys haven't played Borderlands, and I know some people are turned off about the graphics and stuff, you owe it to yourself to go get that game. It's $60, but you get 2 games and a crap ton of DLC free content. It's just awesome. There's like all these different, it's basically like Destiny. Honestly, it's like Destiny. But there's more story and character development within the first 30 minutes of that game than there is in all of Destiny. But you owe it to yourself to give it a try. There's like a bunch of different characters you can play as. You can customize them. There's just guns and guns and guns. Unlike Destiny, where there's like 4 or 5 guns everybody winds up using, Borderlands has got some kind of crazy thing where it like randomly generates your loot. So there's like a bajillion different weapons you can get. Like, I've got this sniper rifle that basically shoots lightning bolts, and then I've got a double-barreled pistol that is belt-fed. I mean, there's just some ridiculous weapons. And I'm only like level 6, so you get a ton of ridiculous, items, and it's really fun. Been having a blast with it. I've been playing that quite a bit, actually. I don't play Destiny much anymore, except to actually get on and run some bounties and get some footage for you guys for these videos. So, and that's unfortunately part of the problem. House of Wolves, I really wish they'd tell us when it's coming out, because I'd really like to know, because I'm at the point where I'm debating if I'm going to pick up the Comet DLC, which is going to be the next one. It's going to be in September. It's supposed to be this huge content update. And I guarantee you it's going to have a huge price tag, too, because from what they were saying, it's 12 story missions and a bunch of strikes and like 2 raids or something. I guarantee you that's going to be probably at least a $40 expansion. So I'm kind of judging House of Wolves. I'm going to get for not for free, but I've already paid for the DLC, so I'm going to get it regardless. I'm going to play it. I'm going to show you guys everything on it, so you guys can make that decision if you haven't bought it if you want to, or you can just kind of see it in general. But I got to tell you, if they push back House of Wolves and it's not freaking spectacular with a bunch of stuff that we've all been asking for a long time, if it's just the same crap as Dark Below, where it's like 3-story missions that you can do in an hour, and just more reputation grind. I've seen the Queen's Wrath stuff that's supposedly coming. It looks decent, and there's the Trials of Osiris, hopefully. But all of it again is looking just like it's more reputation grind. It's more bounty grind. It's more stuff that's already here. They're not expanding upon any of the content, any of the stories. And again, this weekend update's another perfect example. The PvE has not been even breathed upon or sniffed since the game came out. They had Queen's Wrath for about 5 minutes. They got rid of it. Hasn't been back since. We get new Iron Banner spam every month. We get PvP stuff spam every month. It's just like, and even Bungie themselves accidentally revealed no one is really playing PvP in this game. People spend more time in the tower, according to Bungie, than they do playing PvP. So I just don't know. They really just need to get their crap together, and House of Wolves is their chance. And I got to tell you, if House of Wolves is not the greatest, I don't know. I'm gonna have to jump off this sinking ship maybe. But anyways, guys, I apologize again for ranting and raving. If you stayed on board this long, I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening and coming by, listening to the videos. Let me know your thoughts and comments on, what's going on with Destiny and what you guys think about this update. Again, like I said, it's always a mixed bag. It's like you want to be positive about something, but it's like every update they have, it's like they do something that's finally right, but it's something that should have been done 4 or 5 months ago, or back when, like I said, people have been talking about the Crucible ammo problem since the game released. So, again, Bungie, good job, but you're only 7 months late on that. So, anyways, alright guys, it's been TechnoViking23. I'll be signing off from the moon here. Thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you again next time.